Duty.
Of RV Orem, that's not in relation to what we're doing now. I'm talking about police staff, not police officers.
Okay.
So I'm talking about police staff, not police officers. I have had a complaint from a member of police staff.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself on me?
Yes, certainly. My name's Sergeant 1789 Pope. I'm the duty sergeant on today. Got no issue with your video. That said, I'd ask you not to video inside there, members of police staff. If your actions cause alarm, harassment, distress to them, you may commit an offence.
Okay, right. Well, just so you know, that is a public area. Okay, and I'm well within my rights to be in there and filming. Okay.
Sir, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying if your actions cause alarm, harassment, distress.
Okay.
Members of the you listen.
As an officer, okay,
please
you
listen,
can't
sir,
be alarmed and distressed.
Actually, we can.
No, you cannot. You need to look at case law, and you will actually see that you cannot be alarm and distress right in your actual officer's
that's the
duty.
case of RV Orem. That's not in relation to what we're doing now. I'm talking about police staff, not police officers.
Okay.
Sir, I'm talking about police staff, not police officers.
The sergeant first tries to twist the rules. He warns Plod that filming inside the police station could count as harassment or cause alarm and distress if staff feel uncomfortable. But that argument is weak, and Plod quickly challenges it. Police officers cannot claim harassment just because someone records them while they are doing their job. Public accountability is part of policing. Realizing his argument is weak, the sergeant changes focus from officers to civilian staff, acting like the rules are different for them. But they're not. Even though police staff are not officers, they still work in a public role inside a police environment. That means they must also accept a higher level of public scrutiny. If staff could stop filming simply by saying they felt uncomfortable, then people would never be able to monitor what happens inside police stations. The public's right to record would disappear the moment.
If the members of staff cause alarm, harassment, and distress, I'm telling you now that may be an offence.
I'm allowed to film anything I can see from public.
I'm not saying that you
okay. So if I film them, if I film them and I'm in public, okay, then I'm doing nothing unlawful. Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, correct.
Right, so if you cause alarm, harassment, and distress through your actions, okay, then you commit an offence on Section 5 of the Public Order Act.
Section 5?
No, so
okay, so have you got a member of the public that's a complainant?
I'm not saying that you've done that yet, and I'm not saying, I'm just advising you. I've got no problem with you videoing here.
Well, have you got a member of the public that's a complainant?
Well, police staff
is not a member of the public. No, they are not. Not when they're actually working.
They are?
Not when they're working, sir. You need to actually justify that. They are police staff and they're in an officer's duty.
When Plod calmly says that filming in public is not a crime, the sergeant changes tactics again. This time, he brings up Section 5 of the Public Order Act 1986, suggesting that filming could become an offense if it causes harassment, alarm, or distress. At first, it sounds serious, but the law does not support his claim. Section 5 only applies to behavior that is threatening, abusive, or disorderly. Quietly filming outside a police station is none of those things. Simply pointing a camera through a doorway does not come close to breaking that law. The sergeant is trying to turn discomfort into criminal behavior. But courts have repeatedly ruled that annoyance or irritation alone is not enough for an offense. There must be genuinely abusive or disorderly conduct. If the sergeant's version of the law were true, then journalists, tourists, and ordinary people using phone cameras could all be arrested. That is clearly not how the law works.
You need to actually rectify that.
So I would ask you, very politely, okay, not to video the staff. If you want to video us, that's fine. You're more than happy to do so.
No, I will video the staff if they're actually in the
if I do get a complaint, so then you may be dealt with under that matter, okay?
Well,
and that's it. That's the end of it.
Just remember, it will be completely unlawful. It will be completely unlawful. Okay, but also, can I just mention to you as well, can you tell me why you didn't actually tell me that you put your body camera on, sir?
Okay. I apologise for that. My body camera's on. Is there a reason why you didn't tell me you were videoing me?
I don't need to. Okay. Under your actual code of ethics.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. Go on. Under my code of ethics.
Under your code of ethics, under section 3.5, okay, you're meant
3.5 what?
3.5 of your code of ethics.
Sir, there's no such thing as 3.5.
Yes, there is, sir. You need to actually look at it. Okay. It actually states that a member of the public must be informed at the first possible moment when you actually turn your body camera on.
The situation changes when Plod notices that the sergeant's body camera is recording. He asks a simple question. Why didn't you tell me you were filming? It is a fair point because police officers are expected to be open and transparent when recording members of the public. Instead of answering properly, the sergeant tries to turn the question around by asking why Plod did not say he was filming. But the two situations are completely different. Members of the public do not have to announce when they are recording. Police officers, however, must follow professional rules and ethical standards that require openness. Body-worn cameras are official police equipment, and the footage can later be used as evidence. Plod even mentions the College of Policing's Code of Ethics, which clearly supports transparency. The sergeant dismisses this and denies such a rule exists, even though the guidance is public and easy to find.
Okay, now you had ample opportunity in which to actually tell me.
Can you just wait?
Okay,
Stop
and you
talking
did
for a
not.
second.
No, please don't talk to me that way.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a card.
Do not talk to me in that manner.
Sir, I'm going to give you a card with my details on so you can make a complaint that I didn't inform you.
Don't worry, I will be.
That I had my body worn video.
I will be. Don't worry about that.
I didn't. I was more concerned with your actions at the time. But
what, my actions? What, filming in public?
What? No, what you're trying to
filming
do...
in public,
No,
sir.
what you're trying to do is just bait police officers and other people.
That's a presumption, okay? What you got to remember, a presumption, okay, that's your own personal presumption, sir.
I'll give you my details.
Okay, your own personal presumption. And your own personal presumption is not law.
I'm just advising you.
Okay?
If you watch the video
your
public,
presumption
you're
is not
welcome.
law.
No, it's not.
Okay? So just
I never
remember
said
that.
it was.
Okay?
So
don't tell me that I'm trying to bait police officers.
You are?
No, I would have gladly have had a nice conversation with you, sir, if you would have approached me in a different manner.
You were never intending that at all.
Really?
Really? You're doing this specifically
no,
because
sir, you're
want
making
someone to
another
interact with you.
presumption again.
I've come out to
How have you made it as a sergeant? How have you made it as a sergeant when you make so many presumptions, okay? You've made 3 different presumptions.
At this stage, the sergeant gives up trying to rely on the law and instead starts making assumptions. He accuses Plod of only being there to bait officers. But that accusation means nothing legally. An officer's job is to enforce the law using evidence, not personal opinions about someone's motives. Filming in public is legal. The sergeant cannot suddenly turn lawful behavior into suspicious activities simply because he dislikes being recorded. By calling it baiting, the sergeant is indirectly admitting he has no real offense to point to. Instead of discussing the law, he attacks the person behind the camera. It is simply a distraction tactic and not a good one.
Now, if that was the case, I can make a presumption on you and say, right, you're in uniform, okay? Are you telling me that you're going to murder someone next? Okay, is that what it is? Okay, so I can make a presumption, okay, on you, okay, and this is only using it as an example. So are you telling me then that you would actually murder someone else? Would you, sir? Don't do that, you prick!
What are you doing?
You're such a prick. Okay? No, you deliberately push that to try and push me over. Okay, and don't make it look like you weren't.
Please don't shout at me in the inquiry.
I'm not shouting,
sir.
sir.
Are you here for a legitimate reason?
Okay.
Are you here for a legitimate reason?
Well, what I'm here to see, okay, I will go and see.
Are you here for a legitimate reason?
Yes, I am here for a legitimate reason.
Do you need to speak to someone? Would you like to tell me what that is? And I'll get an officer to come
you,
speak to you.
it's your actual inspector I would like to see.
He's not here at the moment, but I can give you the details on how you can contact him.
Yep, if you could. Okay, because that was completely out of order.
If you contact 101...
No, I'm not doing it via 101, okay? I will actually do it in here.
They'll take the details for you.
And that I will do.
Okay.
Okay, but you are absolutely out of order for what you just done. Don't make it look like you didn't do anything.
No, it's
all on camera. No, was it hell? Was it hell?
Then the situation becomes physical. As the sergeant walks back into the station through a revolving door, Plod follows behind at a normal distance. Suddenly, the sergeant stops the door mid-turn, causing the panel to slam directly into Plod. This did not look accidental. It appeared to be frustration turning into physical aggression. A senior police officer using a revolving door against someone who is lawfully filming is extremely unprofessional. When challenged, the sergeant denies doing it deliberately, but the footage tells a different story. The timing makes it hard to believe it was a mistake. Instead of intimidating Plod, the sergeant may have created evidence of assault against himself. That one emotional reaction changed the situation from a tense argument into a serious legal...
Absolutely talk out your arse.
Sir, if you keep swearing at me and you keep being abusive,
not swearing, sir.
then I will ask you to leave the station.
Arson's
Sir,
not
I'm going to
swearing.
ask you to leave the station if you carry on trying to
Can you tell
behave
me?
in this
Can
manner.
you tell me whether or not that is swearing or not? Arson's not swearing.
You're shouting at me.
I'm
You're
not
shouting
I'm
at
not
me.
shouting.
You are.
I'm
So
not
if you
shouting.
want to make your complaint, there's the inquiry office.
I'm not shouting.
I'm more than happy to do so. If you have no legitimate reason to be here, I will
I have
ask
a
you to leave.
legitimate reason. Okay.
What's your legitimate
Well,
reason?
I'm waiting
sir?
for you to go, and then I'll go in there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for you to go.
Thank you.
Okay. Because you are absolutely out of order.
So there's no point following me in.
I'm not following you in through that door. I'm not following you in
So,
through that door.
go sit
No,
down.
I want you to go, and then I'll carry on with my business.
Okay.
And I've already told you that 3 times. As soon as you go, I will carry on with my business.
You're just being argumentative unnecessarily.
No, you tried to push me over.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. It's all on camera, so don't worry about it.
It's all on camera.
Yep, and I will be getting a copy of those.
I'm sure you will, sir. You have a nice
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Right.
That where you'll hear him make a number of different presumptions about myself
Okay,
and
correct.
so on and so forth, and then we go to go into the building. He goes through the actual turnstile door in front of me. He pushes it really fast. The door behind me slams into the back of me, and then he tries to act like nothing actually happened. And from their own camera footage, it's actually come out. Yep, okay, it was full-on assault, is what it actually was, because it was deliberately done. And basically, they've offered £1,250, which has been declined. I'm not interested in that. And basically, yep. So we're going to push through and actually, hopefully, get this type of copper that should not be on our streets in the UK or anywhere else, and hopefully go from.
In a follow-up video, Plot explains that the station's own security cameras captured the entire incident. Investigators reportedly classified it as a deliberate assault. Because of the evidence, the police force offered Plod £1,250 to quietly settle the matter. But he refused. According to Plod, the case is not mainly about money. He says it is about accountability. If the case goes to court, the payout could become much larger, possibly between £5,000 and £15,000 depending on the judge's decision. But the bigger issue is the possible damage to the sergeant's career. A public court ruling could officially declare the sergeant's actions unlawful and lead to disciplinary action such as suspension, demotion, or even dismissal. Looking back at the whole incident, several failures stand out. The sergeant tried to misuse harassment laws, ignored ethical standards, relied on assumptions instead of evidence, and finally became physically aggressive. What should have been a normal encounter turned into a lawsuit with potentially career-ending consequences. This case shows what can happen when authority is misused. Good policing depends on professionalism, self-control, and respect for the law. Once those values disappear, public trust is damaged and accountability becomes unavoidable.